Hi there, I'm John Shields, and welcome to another episode of Chesapeake Farm Bay to Table. Actually, this is our last episode of Season 3. These seasons just keep flying by. I don't know how we do it. I think we've had more than Game of Thrones, but and we're going to keep doing it. So anyway, welcome. We missed you. This is kind of a delayed episode. We were trying to do it originally around the holidays, but one of those nasty COVID bugs got a hold of me, and so I was out of operation for a little bit. But we got the gang back together, and we're going to be doing sweet treats from around the world. And we have some of Baltimore's best artisan sweet makers that are going to hang out with us, tell us some secrets about how to and all those kinds of things. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I was thinking, at first I was upset because I thought, oh my God, we're missing this for the holidays. But, right now we're at the end of January, and a couple weeks, what do we have? We have Valentine's Day. So that's going to be absolutely perfect for something for you to make at home, or you can go visit some of our artisan food makers and buy these sweet treats for the person that is sweet to you. So anyway, I think I need some help. I get a little confused here by myself in the kitchen. So I'm pleased to announce that this evening, all the way from Harford County, we have my executive sous chef, Mary Hassler, also known as the CEO of Harford County Public Library. Mary!
It's so great to be here, John. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2023. Let's kick 22 to the curb.
Exactly, huh?
How have you been?
I've been great. I've been great and looking forward to getting together again and cooking with everybody. I think it's going to be quite nice, huh?
And I do have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
I'm a Baltimore girl. We have sweet tooth. It kind of comes within the DNA. So I'm very excited about this. And of course, we've got special holidays coming up.
Yeah.
I can give sweet things away as gifts year-round. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, no, it's true. And Baltimore has traditionally been a hub for some of the best chocolatiers and candy makers in the country. And the tradition continues. We have a whole new generation of young people who are really doing amazing things. And you got to go see that.
I did.
Without me, because I was a little under the weather. But you went to one of my favorite places, Belvedere Square. It's a great market with such an amazing collection of food vendors, prepared food, wines, spirits, everything that you can imagine there. And so did you have a good time?
I had a memorable time. It was magical. And I did take John with me in my heart. And it was just fascinating. And to really talk to some of the vendors about how their craft has changed over time. And it's just amazing. I mean, the stories you're going to hear tonight and you're going to see are just really terrific, and I'm just excited about it. And yes, I had a fabulous time taste testing everything. Sorry, John, I could not make that happen for you.
Well, let's take a look at what you did.
Okay. Well, look where we are here today. This is John Shields. We miss you terribly, John, master chef and extraordinary friend and lover of the library. We miss you. John's a little bit under the weather, but we're here today to celebrate and to visit Belvedere Square Market. So let's get started and go on in and see what we can explore. All right. Hi, Gingy. Hey, how are you?
How are you doing? You know what? Let me grab you a little treat.
I can't wait.
All right.
John, what do you think? I'm so sorry you don't get to sample this little treat, but I can. My sweet tooth is calling.
Oh, here you go. This is our cornbread maple truffle.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So Gingy, tell us a little bit about the different chocolates that you have.
Okay, sure. So a couple of the truffle flavors that we have right now, that's where we really like to experiment with different flavors. We bring in our seasonal varieties through our truffles. That's our best way, is like a vehicle to really present those flavor profiles. So we have a black garlic and balsamic vinegar.
Black garlic.
I know.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's what kind of makes it unusual and special, is that we do play with flavors that people might not ordinarily associate with chocolate, but we like to think that anything goes and that we can make anything work given the right profile. And then our other two dark chocolates, we have a cognac and raisin. And again, we try to bring in just the purest ingredients. We don't filter them down. You will taste cognac, you will taste raisin. It's all right there. We balance it really nicely in that dark chocolate truffle. And then finally we have our 97, which is our signature piece. We have it every day. It's super dark. It does have a 97% cacao at its core.
Hence the name.
Hence the name.
Okay. Definitely have to try that before we leave.
I have to tell you one other story also. I can't believe I didn't lead with this. So we have our turtles. We call them our Tuskegee pecan turtles, and that's because we get all the pecans from Tuskegee, Alabama.
Love it.
Which is where my mom is from, which is where I spent summers as a kid. And she still lives there now, sends them up to us every year, and we just love them so much. They're super mapley and like toasty and really good. Yeah, so that's kind of what we have, and the stories that we like to tell at this time of year to remind us of family, a little bit of nostalgia. Yeah.
I love the family stories and just the love and just your excitement when you're talking about chocolate and what you do. I just love it. Thank you so very much.
Of course, of course, of course.
Mary, that looked like a lot of fun.
That was fabulous.
Oh my God, I wish I had been there.
Oh, next time, but we're all back now.
Okay, we're back now. We'll be back on the road, going to markets all over the region, all over the state. We'll be there. But anyway, it was so cool, and you kind of did a little reconnaissance for us, and you brought back with you one of the best chocolate artisan food makers in the entire region, and that's Gingy Frazier of Pure Chocolate by Gingy. So I'm so cool. We're going to get to learn how to do some things with her this evening.
Love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Chef Gingy. Come on in.
Yay!
Oh, welcome.
Hi,
Welcome,
Gingy.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me to your kitchen.
Well, thanks. You know, we like to do that. Get people over, hang out, talk, tell
Have
stories,
fun.
all that kind of thing.
And we love the story part.
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay.
I do too.
Yeah, and you have quite a story.
I like to think so. It didn't start out that way, but it has evolved into quite a little story of chapters.
It has. And how long has the business been operating?
We just actually celebrated our 10-year anniversary, believe it or not. So we
Whoa.
started in the fall of 2012.
So you were like 10 years old, right?
A child prodigy.
A child, yes.
Yes. Oh my God, so that's so cool. But what led you into the world of chocolate?
Well, there's a short story and there's a long story. Which one do you want to
Well,
hear?
you can put them together. Give us the Reader's Digest.
I was working in corporate America for years, and when I stopped working there, I decided that I wanted to go headlong into nutrition.
Yeah.
That was my first stop. I knew that I wanted to help the community. I knew I wanted to work with food. And so I started off working with kids, and then that kind of fed into working with adults and restaurants and doing these projects. And along the way, I had people asking for sweets.
Yeah.
They wanted something to help them transition from refined foods to more holistic ones. And I thought, what better way to do that than chocolate? There is a piece of magic that I'm leaving out, though, that I should tell you.
What's the magic? Come on, what's the magic? We love magic.
I feel like you're two people that would like a little bit of magic. So along the way, as I was making these decisions and just figuring out what would be the best thing for me to do and just the direction I was taking, I was still kind of following the wind, like not really settled and knowing what I was going to do. But I was working this event, and there was a postcard on the floor that was flipped over. I told you, it's magical.
It's magic.
Wow.
There was a postcard that was flipped over, and I was stepping over it all night. Everyone else was too. And then at the end of this event, I flipped it over, and it literally was an advertisement for raw chocolate making classes.
No way.
So
Wow.
as I was just figuring out like what would serve my clients the best and, you know, just myself the best, I found this. And I was in a very much like say yes place in my life. And so I figured that no time like the present, and I would go and do the class. And so that was in June of 2012, that summer of 2012. And my dad and I started Pure Chocolate by Gingy in September of 2012, just 3 months later.
That is remarkable. I mean, it really is. That is so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I love it. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Yeah.
So you've been down the road of chocolate for a while now. So I know that and I know that you have a bazillion recipes. We talked about a number of different things. And so when we were looking at kind of like sweet treats, it could be for a holiday, it could be for Valentine's, it could be for every day.
Yeah.
Really. So we were looking at some things that Gingy already makes, but also some things that you can make at home. And so I love the pot de creme.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we chose this one, because a really big, I guess, like principle of ours is that we like to do complex flavors.
Yes.
So we like to do ones that themselves tell a story, just from the beginning of when you start eating it through the end of when you've eaten it. So it just will make it more memorable and just a really delicious experience. And the pot de creme is a great example of that. It's just really complex in the way that we do it. It's simple in its execution, so people can do it at home. But it's also just got a lot of flavor to it. We try to make it authentic in texture, but really unique in flavor.
Cool. Well, let's get started on it. So, really, you need a good blender.
Yes, part one.
Part one, you need all your ingredients. A spatula will help, but really, it's the ingredients. It's all about the ingredients and about all these, different levels and flavors and things. Otherwise, it's pretty easy, and I think you're going to be able to do it. All right, let's get started. So, cacao powder. Tell us a little bit about the cacao powder.
So the cacao powder, that's going to be different from your cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less accessible, but these days you can find it at your neighborhood stores also. But it just is more directly linked to the fruit itself. So cacao is a fruit.
Right.
The powder comes from a process of it's a long process.
It's a process. But this is the end result.
Yes, so this is the
Of
end
the
result.
pro-
This
of
is
the
cacao
process.
powder. It looks
Yeah.
a little bit lighter than cocoa powder. It's got
Yeah.
a little bit less dense of a consistency.
Okay.
It's not processed like cocoa powder typically is. There's a place for cocoa powder in brownies and baking and that kind of thing. But when
Right.
we're doing raw preparations, we like to start with this that hasn't been processed.
Oh, that's cool.
The pH levels are going to be a lot different. Yeah. It's going to be really rich without having to use
so good.
So if we put a blindfold on you and I put up all these little cups of cocoa and cacao and everything else, would you be able to, would you be, wow. Could you do that, John?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think I could too. I think I could do it too. I want to be cold too.
Are we going to
Anyway.
use all this? Is this?
We're going to use all of that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it goes right into
All
the
of it.
blender.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
You can also get
Cacao
a
powder,
cacao
yep.
facial. Okay, so we got cacao powder and then raw cashews, and you see a lot of this used in a lot of kind of raw food and in those ingredients. So what did the cashews do for our
So
pot
the
de creme for this
cashews are going to create, because we're also going to add a little bit of water to this too. It's basically establishing a cashew milk base.
Okay.
So we do everything non-dairy, no refined sugar as well, as you'll see throughout this process. But it just will be our like liquid base. to this
Okay.
whole thing.
Okay, then I'll give it the and then we have some coconut oil.
Yes.
And we melted it
Yeah.
ahead of time. When you buy it in the store, it's kind of solid, and so it took no time at all
Yeah.
in the microwave to turn it into this. And it has gives such a great consistency to things.
It really does.
that
It
I've
really
noticed
gives that
before.
silkiness, and the oils will help it to firm up because we'll put it in the refrigerator, let it firm a little bit, but
Yeah.
the oils will let it get back to that consistency you were just describing.
Yeah. And I think that with the raw cashews, that helps incorporate the oil into it to give it that really creamy smoothie.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have some water. So
Okay.
we have about a cup and a quarter of water, something in that thing there. Put
Yeah.
that right on in there, and then all right, now we're getting into we have some explaining to do.
We have
Some explaining to do here. We have the raw agave nectar.
Yes.
So tell us about the raw agave nectar.
Well, so in the beginning, it was like, all right, we want to go with lower glycemic sweeteners. We
Yes.
want to also take every opportunity of the process to add flavor. Flavor. No missed opportunities, and the sweetness is no exception to that.
Yeah.
So agave has this really deep, nice flavor to it, kind of earthy. It just has a lot more character to it.
Yeah.
And it lends itself really well to this particular dessert because it's from Mexico.
Yeah.
So it has flavors that will complement really well with our cinnamon and our ginger and our cayenne, and it just brings it together really, really nicely. Again, with just the storytelling, we
Yeah.
like it all to go together and make sense.
Yeah, but it's amazing, and it is definitely different than sugar.
Yeah.
Like putting in sugar, we use it.
really
We use it at the restaurant. We were
Yeah.
doing a lot of different kind of raw things, and and it just works. Works really, really nicely in that.
And she did mention cayenne. Keep note of that, folks.
Okay, so also having just a little bit of salt in it. It's just about a half a teaspoon of salt. So
Yep.
it's just
About a half a teaspoon.
Let's say about a whisper of salt, and then a tablespoon of cinnamon. Now I know I have a tablespoon here, so I use a Vietnamese
Which I love.
cinnamon, which I really like a lot. Because
The type of cinnamon actually really matters, right?
yes,
Yeah,
it
does.
does.
It really does.
Yep.
It does, and I, when I was in California, I had a couple restaurants out there, and my second in command was from Vietnam, Mama Lan, and so she taught me so much about spices and about flavors and things like that. She was amazing. All right, now we're gonna have a little ginger. So it's we have ground ginger for
Yes.
this, correct?
Yep.
So about the same amount.
About the same amount.
Yeah, you're getting some really good kind of warm spices. In
Really
here.
warming it up. And good quality spices, as we're saying, like with the cinnamon, also with the ginger, it just really makes a difference to
Yeah.
have good quality.
Yeah, we work a lot with Van Spices,
yeah.
and they just do some of the best, like things. Then a little bit of heat, huh?
Here we
Just a
go.
little bit of heat. So that's going to be about a quarter of a teaspoon. So we're just going a little bit light on that, a
Yeah.
quarter of a teaspoon.
Scant quarter of a teaspoon.
Scant.
Just we put a little bit in there.
There we go.
Okay.
And then just a splash of vanilla extract.
Yeah.
So just put a little bit, a little splash. All right. So I think
we're ready.
theoretically we have it. So I guess we're going to let it rip. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the parts of the program this evening that our director, producer, videographer hate. So this one we're going to get the blender going. So we'll start it, and then we'll just kind of calm down for a second. All right, let's go.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. I'll put the cap on it.
Okay.
That would be very good.
Okay, let's see if we can get this on there. Do you think
Okay.
it's on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's feeling like it's on there.
Okay.
Now, when you do this, I would suggest very strongly we start at a low speed because we want no Executive decision.
Good decision.
It's all in the sound. It's all in the sound.
All in the sound. All right, so let's see here. It's either ready for a taste or a scrape, one or the other.
It's looking good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
I think
probably
it's looking good.
Yeah.
It looks really,
Very
really
good.
good. All right, well, I think we have a couple of things that,
Okay.
that we can put it into to serve it. So do you usually chill it for a while, or you serve it directly?
It's an
or-
interesting one because it doesn't have to be cold.
Right.
So it can be kind of warm. It'll still have a silky, nice feel to it.
Yeah.
If it was cold, then it would have a spoon feel to it. Like it would be,
Yeah.
you know, I don't
Right.
know how you describe that, but
It's like
Like
that. All right, so here we can put some. Where are the little things?
I
go?
have
Okay,
these.
Yeah, I guess we can put in, and then you have a jar. So what do
yeah. So
you-
I wanted to bring these to show how it could be a gift.
Yes.
So if you make this at home, maybe you could do something like this.
Nice.
Oh my
Oh, that's
God,
pretty.
that looks so good.
And that's thanks to just all of the ingredients kind of
consistency.
working
It's beautiful.
together.
Look at that.
Yep. So
My sister may see that.
That
in the
is
future.
gorgeous. I mean, that really is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
That really is
it's
beautiful.
pretty, right?
It's really pretty. Oh my gosh.
So then just go ahead and put your lid on. We like to put a little pizzazz over the top.
Uh-huh.
Magic and pizzazz.
Magic
and
and
pizzazz.
pizzazz.
Came prepared.
You got to give them the old razzle dazzle. That's what we're doing here.
And then this is a cute thing that we use. It says, dunk it, spread it, scoop it, love it. And so
That is so good.
people can use their own discretion as to how they actually will enjoy this, but just tie that around. Where are we here? And you have a nice little,
And voila,
It's
look at that.
beautiful.
All
And
right,
it's
I love
so
it.
Yummy. looking.
I love it. That is so cool.
so,
It's unbelievable.
yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, well, we'll put a little in here. You want to try a little,
There you
Mary?
go.
Mary, you thinking about it, just having a touch there?
You can tell she's done this before. The
Yeah. It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist. That is so true.
There we go.
There we go.
Mary, here, you want to try it? Try, see, we can try it. Do you want to try some?
I would love to.
Here, you try some right there. I have tons of spoons. I have tons of everything. You and I can
Take a
share.
little taste. Yeah, we can share.
Oh my God, that's good.
Oh, I'm
This
gonna
i-
bury my face. in
This is good. This is good.
This is
Okay.
very good.
5-star rating. So,
Kathy, you might see this for Valentine's Day, my sister.
yeah. And that would make an
Oh my
amazing
God, that's
gift,
so
wouldn't
good.
it? It's really good.
The flavors. Are
I know.
just-
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
they
wait
kinda-
for it.
Wait
They
for
do.
it,
They
wait
kind of.
for it. I mean, wow. That's very good.
That's-
All right, gold
That's
star.
phenomenal. I love it. So y'all have to try this one for sure. In the meantime, we're going to kind of go camping. You ready? Ready? We're going to do a little camping. So just hold on. We'll be right back. Dang, we're going camping right in the house.
Can we go glamping?
We're going glamping. We're actually in our glamorous kitchen, and but we want to do a little kind of campfire-ish kind of thing. All right, so we're going to do s'mores in the house. Now I have to do a disclaimer. You might not want to do it like this, but usually you do it around the campfire, right? But you could do it over a burner. I mean, why not?
All you need is fire.
All you need is a little bit of fire. Just be careful when you're doing it. So we're doing s'mores, and you think, why are we doing s'mores? Well, we're doing s'mores because we have some of the best chocolate in the whole darn world that we're working with, right?
Yeah.
And because it's going to take that s'mores to the next level. So what kind of chocolate are we working with right there?
So you have a 72% dark chocolate. That's what we're going to be using. Yeah, and besides that, there's nothing added to it. So it's just a real straight ahead dark chocolate, which usually you might use a milk chocolate for s'mores.
Sure.
But our chocolate is really smooth. It's still playful, even though it's dark.
Yeah.
So I think that you get the best of both worlds.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, we have some beautiful graham crackers here.
Okay.
Lovely graham crackers. Have gorgeous chocolate. And you want some of the campfire marshmallows. These are legendary. My mother lived on them for a number of years, and she did quite well.
All right.
Until she didn't.
Okay, it's getting cooked. So now
Okay.
our next step, we do something. Okay.
All right, let's get a setup here. 1, 2. All right.
All right, so then I'm going to use my crackers and help you out there. Go ahead and pull.
Oh. Oh, keep
Oh
on.
my gosh, look at that.
Yummy.
All right,
Okay.
nice,
All right.
nice.
Yum.
Beautiful.
Right.
We have a s'mores on here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go once again. The power of the thing.
You
So
ready?
are you liking how much it's toasted?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some people like their marshmallows
Whoa.
totally until the.
There you go. Now go.
Okay, here you go.
All right.
This is your first time
It
doing
is. It's
This
my
is
first
Mary's first
s'more.
s'more.
Did we get it?
Are we getting it? We're getting
Get
it. Get it.
Oh, I'm holding it. I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Pull it. Pull it.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
Look at this. This is awesome.
All right, we're gonna do one
Whoa.
more.
Okay, one more.
One more.
Okay, you go.
You're up on this.
That's
one.
kind
Here
of
we go.
fun. No, I've never made s'mores before that I can recall.
Look at this.
Ah,
Here it
yeah,
goes.
Joan,
It's
you're having
burning
too much
on,
fun with that
burning
flame,
on.
hon. Oh, blow on it first.
All right, there we go.
All right.
Okay.
There we
Whoa.
This is for
That is
those of you who like your
Well.
marshmallow well done.
Done.
Yes,
Whoa,
look at that. Oh
look
my
at
God.
that.
Together?
Good job, everybody.
All right.
Yay.
There you go, live right here in our kitchen
And we didn't burn
on
the house
fire, and we didn't even have to use fire extinguisher.
All right.
No.
So we did our s'mores.
down. Oh my God, they're beautiful.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to do one other thing. I heard that you're opening a new location. We are. What are you doing? Tell us about it.
So this spring, hoping that maybe we can have a like Mother's Day extravaganza, but it'll be around May, and we're opening our first 4 walls place. So we've had Belvedere Square for a number of years now, but this will be our first venture kind of out on our own. We're going to have a walk-up drinking chocolate bar, which is, I believe, the first of its kind in this area, where we'll have about 10 different drinking chocolates. We'll have everything that everyone's come to love that's from Belvedere.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a big production space so we can hopefully increase our shipping and ordering and all of that stuff.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Yeah, taking it to the next level.
So when you're getting ready for any time of the year, visit Gingy. We have Valentine's Day coming up. Visit Gingy. So Pure Chocolate by Gingy, Belvedere Square. Get over there, visit with her. She's one of the nicest people on earth. Gingy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be back in a little bit for a little bit of a goodbye toast. All right, thanks.
Hi, I'm Mary Hassler from Harford County Public Library, and of course we have Master Chef John Shields with us. Tell us a little bit about your story and who you are.
My name is Megan Kalman,
I'm Luca Lardo.
and we run Doppio Pasticceria, which is a Sicilian bakery. We met at the JFX Farmers Market years ago. It was buying flour from him that he was selling for a different mill, and hit it off. And much later, we opened up our own bakery together.
Very nice. And where do you sell now? Where do you sell your...
We are at 3 markets right now: Kenilworth on Tuesdays, Waverly on Saturday, and JFX on Sundays.
Very nice. So I heard you mention a flour. I think there's a story about your flour. Am I correct? It's special flour?
Yeah, we mill all the flour that we bake with. We buy the grain from a farm up in Pennsylvania that is certified organic.
So tell us a little bit about what you have on display.
Yeah, we have our interpretations of like really classic biscotti. The anise biscotti is one of the originals, but we use candied fennel, anise, and the 100% whole grain
Ouzo.
flour. With ouzo as well.
Oh.
So it's like really herbal. We also do, this is a spiced chocolate biscotti. Lots of, good spicy subtlety in there. And And then we have 2 cookies. This is the salted chocolate rye, which is not like a deli rye. Often people are like, oh, rye, it's going to taste like caraway. But no, it's just like a really fudgy fudge bomb. And this is a really classic pachi de dama, which is a toasted almond cookie with a house-made Nutella filling.
Well, this is perfect. Great gifts anytime. Mary's birthday's in January. Thank you so much, and I think we'll explore some more of the market.
Yeah, perfect. We can't wait.
So, Mary, that looked good too.
Oh, it was so much. It was so much fun. It was quite a memorable day, full of adventures and
food.
food.
Oh,
My
yeah.
favorite.
It was sweet treats, wasn't it?
Sweet treats.
It was sweet treats. So anyway, tonight we're really happy because we have a special guest and one of Baltimore's best food people. And it's all from, this is Italian, okay? I want to tell you.
And this is why John's saying it and not me, me with accents.
Doppio Patisseria. Doppio Patisseria. I probably got it totally wrong, but Megan Kalman is going to show us and tell us the whole story. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Megan.
Hey,
Come on in.
Megan.
Hey.
Welcome.
How are
Hey.
you?
Great, thanks for having me.
Welcome to our
So
crazy
good to see you
kitchen.
again.
Good to see you again. Thank you.
Well, this is so exciting. This is
Yeah.
so exciting. So, if you could just tell me a little bit about your bakery, your company,
Yeah.
your bread, your flour, all of it.
So, Doppio Pasticceria is the 2 of us. It's me and my partner, Lucky Lardo. We are milling everything. We are milling all the flour we bake with. It's all local grain. We have a huge commitment to the local grain movement. So everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like kind of the end of the local movement, and people are starting to realize they can get grain locally as well. So
Yes.
we mill all different varieties of grain for different projects, and everything is 100% whole grain that we're baking with.
Yeah.
And organic. It's local organic and
That
it's
is
freshly
wonderful.
milled. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have all kinds of everything from biscotti and Italian pastry to Sicilian street food. We really honor our Sicilian roots.
Sicily? You're from Sicily?
No.
The family's from Sicily? Sicilian roots?
I am like a perfect American amalgam.
Yeah.
I've got my dad's side's half Sicilian and half Irish, and then my mom's side is Lithuanian,
love it.
and
Yeah.
we're all over the place. Luke's father was from Sicily, and his mom's side is German. So
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah.
Well,
Perfect.
Well,
Irish
So what
anyway.
happened on White Lotus on that last episode? I don't know, but all I can tell you is I want to go to Sicily.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
I was hoping you'd bring it up. I loved it. It was great, and it popularized arancini. For a few weeks, everybody and their brother at market was like, "Have you watched White Lotus?
Oh my God, that's
Did you
great.
see the arancini?" So we do the arancini. We do Sicilian street food, but it's so beautiful. Please go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know probably everybody at home, loves biscotti. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that doesn't love biscotti. But I've never really made it.
Yeah.
And I was a little scared to make it, but you have a great recipe.
Thank you.
And once you get the technique down, it's not
Yeah.
tremendously difficult.
Yeah.
And I think one of the secrets is with this flour. I know flour. I can look at the flour. I can tell the consistency.
Yeah.
I can tell the fat content, so much of it, and so this is pretty cool. And you guys sell the flour at the market,
We
correct?
do. Yes, we do.
All right, this is awesome. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have 2 recipes at home, and I'm going to try to confuse you here. And we're going to do both of them at the same time, because essentially the base recipe is pretty much the same for both of them.
It's customizable.
So we're going to double it. Then we'll separate it in half and put the flavoring ingredients like that. Sound good?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, so we have a mixing bowl with the KitchenAid professional
The
one
KitchenAid.
right there. And we got that there. But before that, we're going to take the flour and we're going to put together the salt, which we have some salt right over there in that little thing. And we're going to be putting in, how much of salt? We're going a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
A pinch.
A pinch.
I like to whisper of salt.
whisper.
And there we have a lovely whisper of salt. And then we have some baking powder here, right? So that would be 1 teaspoon normally, but we're going to do it 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
1 and 2. Lovely. Okay, so it says, and we'll put the other things in at the end.
That's it for dry. I'm going to give it a mix.
Okay, yeah, we want to mix that all up. You know, when you have your leavening ingredients, you want to make sure that you either toss it together or mix it together so you get the proper rise in it. You don't want to just throw. I like to do that. So now we have our flour mixture. Now we're going to go in the next thing to our egg with the eggs and sugar.
Okay.
So
Now we already cracked the eggs.
we already cracked the eggs so that we didn't have it all over here. But these are from Springfield Farm, and that's where we get our eggs for the restaurant. And then we're going to do a combination of sugars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have regular granulated sugar, and we have a brown sugar. You know, I like that. I do like the flavor, a little bit of the flavor of the brown sugar because it's got a little bit more depth and to it.
When we do like a lighter biscotti, like anise, we'll use just white.
Yes.
But if we're doing something nutty or darker, we like to do a combo.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. Okay, so now this is where you're going to have to take a little commitment to time in here. Okay, yeah, you can just screw that up. And so you might want to start it on a slow speed. I always tell you that. I didn't today. When I made the half of this recipe, it didn't go well. So do start on the slow speed.
Okay.
And we get this thing going. It's going to take a little bit of time because the whole idea is that you want to get this really creamy and fluffy,
Yeah, it's
correct?
a foam.
It's a foam. We want to get it almost to a foam.
Yep.
So we're whisking the eggs and the sugar, and we're going to get that going. And now I think we can, little by little, take this thing up to the high speed.
Yep.
Okay.
I see a yolk just floating around. I'm going to turn it up a little more.
All right, keep turning that.
Go. Go, Maggie. Let go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
11.
Yeah,
Okay.
11.
I love
It's going
it.
to get nice and fluffy. You get a lot of air going into it, makes it lighter and lighter and lighter.
It's almost mayonnaise-y.
Yes.
Or like a sabayon, like you
Okay.
said.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the bubbles are getting smaller, the foam is getting lighter.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You want to slowly drizzle the olive oil in.
Slowly drizzle.
I take it down a little bit. Just,
Yeah.
you don't want a disaster, but
Because you have eggs in there,
Yeah.
and we're taking olive oil, putting it in slowly, so it is like a mayonnaise.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's also kind of like a custard, and as we said, it's like a zabaglione,
Yeah.
which is an Italian custard.
Okay.
And yeah,
it's an emulsion, so you want to go slow. You don't want to break the emulsion.
and while we know this is a Sicilian recipe, we are using our Greek olive oil from our friends
Yeah.
at Dimitri's
Dimitri's.
Olive Oil.
One of the best olive oils I
It
have
is
to
so
say.
good.
I mean,
And that's available at all our local farmers markets throughout the
is.
state.
It is.
Sicily was occupied by Greece before Italy, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, we're all related
There's that
somehow.
connection.
Yeah. All right. So you want to give that a second to marry,
All
Okay.
come together.
and once it looks homogeneous, you can shut it off, turn it down, start introducing the dry ingredients.
Sure, and we can actually pull this off of
Yeah.
the thing because I noticed in your recipe you fold in
Yes.
the flour and you don't put it back on the mixing. You just fold it all in,
Okay.
and it worked beautifully actually.
Yes. When you are doing a lot of the Italian baked goods are, it's very different from French baking. It's mostly egg foams, and if you overbeat an egg foam, it will collapse later on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So you want to build it up as much as you can, and then temper it down just a little bit
Okay.
with the dry
Okay.
ingredients. So I'm going to start introducing the dry to it. And I like to introduce a little bit of the dry. This is my little trade secret version. Get the flour kind of mingling and then, add the rest, which is pretty common in baking.
I'll move that over there. Maybe we move up this here so
Yeah.
everybody can see what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of lightly introducing.
Folding it.
Yeah, folding. Moving around, scooping up. Just, before there was commercially available baking soda and baking powder, a lot of the Italian baked goods, they just relied on just egg foam.
On just the egg,
On
yeah.
just the egg foam.
Yeah.
So you don't want to deflate it. There is the reinforcement of the baking powder in this one, but you still don't want to deflate it. Be gentle. And get the bottom, because you see the bottom pockets pop back up.
Yeah, it surprises you.
Yeah.
It hides
Yep.
It
down
hides
there.
on the
It
bottom.
hides on the bottom.
And there's so many different regions and ways to make biscotti. This is the one that I like the best. It's not the log version. It's a lighter version.
Okay.
It is lighter. The consistency really is very, very different than some of the traditional biscotti that might break your teeth. This is really gentle. It's got a beautiful texture. And I was telling a friend when I had the biscotti at the market, I did say this may be the best biscotti I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
It's dunkable. When you dunk it tone into like custard in your mouth.
Nice.
Yeah. So
All right, so now
okay.
we're going to,
That's
Mayor,
nice.
Mayor, maybe you can help. We're
Okay.
gonna, we want to kind of eyeball this
Okay.
into half
To
there.
each bowl.
Okay, we'll put
go.
some in here. Like so.
I love the color.
yeah.
It is, the
I mean,
color
the
is
color
gorgeous.
is beautiful.
Yeah, that flour, that pastry flour, that soft wheat.
It's just got,
You will find that all of the local wheats that we're milling, they have a golden richness
Okay.
to them. It's not just starch,
yeah. Okay.
Well, people don't realize, and we forget, that we traditionally in the Chesapeake and in Maryland, we always grew our own flour.
Yeah.
If you go anywhere, Milford Mills, Clipper Mills, anything, all up and down the Jones Falls, we milled our own flour.
Yeah. Yep.
So, during when food became agribusiness and most of the wheat then was grown in the Midwest, it was milled in the Midwest. And every region has food that connects us to where we are and a sense of place and taste. And this local wheat is amazing.
To generalize the Baltimore region just a tad, I think it's Ellicott City has the longest continuously running flour mill in the U.S.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yep, yep.
Still? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
All right, so we have a couple of things here. We have an almond and an orange biscotti.
Right.
So, all right, for us to get to that point, we need some almonds, and I
Yes.
think we have some there
Right
that
here.
we toasted. And you can chop them up. You can crush.
Yes.
I crushed them up
Yep.
with my fingers.
I think the only important thing to acknowledge is at the end when you go to slice the biscotti to bake it the second time,
Yeah.
they can't be so big that they will tear it apart.
And
Right.
bounce off. The knife will
Exactly.
bounce off, yeah.
So just
Okay.
find enough to be able to cut through later.
All right.
So, see, you can go right through it, and they break up quite nicely.
They do.
Yeah. So you don't really have to put them into like a Cuisinart or
Yeah.
anything like that. You can put them on a cutting board, just chop them.
Toast them to bring that extra almondy flavor.
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you definitely, I toasted these at 350 degrees, and it was for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll put those in here.
All right.
We have that there. And then we have some amaretto.
Yes.
And we're just going to put a little bit, just a little tiny bit.
Yeah. We like to go for that over the extract. It's a little something extra special.
There we go. We have that in there. And then a little bit of orange zest. So I actually had some orange zest from the restaurant that I had there, and we can throw that.
It's candied.
It's candied.
Yeah, so it's a
There you go.
candied one. And there you go. So basically all we need to do at this point is get a nice, beautiful spoon out and mix this all together.
Fantastic.
And there we
that looks
have
beautiful.
our, as for this, there you go.
Pan ready. I like to do a little oil on the bottom just to hold that
Okay.
parchment. So
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
a bit of that.
Yeah, you can use a little bit of parchment paper or baking sheets
Yep.
for pan liners or anything like that. Just works nicely in
Yep.
there.
Okay.
That.
All right, so
Put
if
it
you
in
want,
there.
all right, if you want to put that right in there. And then for our marsala one here,
Okay.
I'll put that right there. We did a marsala reduction.
Yes.
So basically, it was just taking about a cup of marsala. Let me see if I can
Okay,
grab
here, I
that
can
from
grab
over there. Marsala, and just reduced it by a little bit more than
Yeah.
half.
Okay.
And so we're going to put this in here. We need, okay, about 1/8 of a cup. 1/8 of a cup, just in case you need to know, is 2 tablespoons. And then 1 tablespoon of dry marsala. There we go. So let's get this here. I get another spoon.
Got it.
And now we have this one right in here.
So originally, Viscolti would have been dipped in wine.
It would have been dipped in
And
wine.
dipped in wine.
Yep.
Okay.
Dipped it in wine, and it would have been popular on ships because it was dry. So marsala would have been
The choice.
a choice
Okay.
to add. Yeah.
All right, great. We have one more pan here.
I'm just going to add a touch down at the bottom.
Hold that in there. Lovely.
Make it easier.
And then I'll just put this up here, and then you just put the batter right on in, like so. And then just make sure that it's nice. And do you spread it around or flatten it at all? Or do you?
I like to make it get to all 4 corners of the
Yeah,
pan.
yeah.
It will level itself out enough. I
Okay,
would
great.
say don't obsess over it because it will
Okay.
kind of flatten the foam out. But
Like go like
Nice.
this. Okay.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
All right.
And then it goes right into an oven, and it's at 325 for about
Okay.
20-25 minutes or until it gets brown.
Yep.
So we do have some here that actually did get brown. And I'm just going to move a couple things
Yeah.
over here. And
Okay.
I'm going to let you come over here and stand next to Mary.
Okay.
And we'll get these out here. And
take
you'll
the batter
wipe
off.
that
There you
batter
go.
off. Lovely. So now,
Okay. Boy, they are beautiful.
They definitely rise up quite a bit.
John, they turned out really nice.
they do. I mean, when I put the batter in originally, it kind of looks a little bit flat,
Yeah.
and you think, "Whoa, what's it gonna do?" And boy,
Whoa.
do they ever
The power of
rise
egg
up! Unbelievable. Okay, so we'll take these out.
So Viscolti, of course, means twice baked.
Twice
so-
baked, exactly.
This is the second round.
It does it really twice, but I didn't know.
All right, so here,
clear,
I'm
cool.
going to put you right in the middle.
Great.
I'm giving you the serrated knife.
Yes, it's helpful.
And then, so when you bake this, do you bake it straight on the tray, a baking sheet?
I do. I bake it straight on a sheet tray. I will do a flip halfway through. But yeah,
Okay.
nothing else other than a sheet tray. I like to cut the end off just to square it up a little bit.
Ooh, look at the
Beautiful.
fruit in
Pretty.
it.
Yeah. You can do it as thick or as thin as you want to. Also, I like to do them maybe about a 1/2 inch. So, just like that.
Oh, lovely.
Wow, it looks beautiful. Good job, John.
Yeah, these look great. I'm excited to try it with the candied orange in it.
And then these just go onto the
Yeah.
Tray.
on the side, like so.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then you're going to flip them partially way
Yeah.
through the
Okay.
You should feel
baking
it like
process.
it should like if you just touch the biscotti, you'll feel it's a little dry on top,
Okay.
and then you
Right.
can flip it. It don't burn yourself, but just test the waters a little bit.
So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then you're going to cook them bake them again for, what did you say? About how long do you think?
12 to 15 minutes. With
On each side?
With a flip it like 8 usually.
Okay.
So usually 15 minutes total, just about.
15 minutes total.
Yes.
And then once they're finished on both sides, do you store them? Do you put them on a rack or
Yes.
anything like that?
To fully cool.
I let them fully cool on a rack. They're just going to get drier and better. And, you know, also, when I make these in the kitchen for market, we'll let them, like, sit as loaves for almost a full day at time. You can leave them as loaves for as long as you want before you
Okay.
slice
Before you
them.
double.
Yeah, I wasn't
okay.
sure. I wasn't sure of that myself.
You let them cool. If you try to slice them while they're still warm, you're going to get a crumbly mess.
Okay.
But these were already cooled, so they're very easy to slice.
Yeah.
And this is the Marsala one, yeah?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
So that's the
Beautiful.
Marsala one.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, they're very light.
This would make a really nice gift for someone in a gift bag
Yes.
and for any time of the year.
I mean, they just hold indefinitely,
Yeah.
which is why they were like the thing for ships, for
I love
cargo
it.
ships.
I love it.
And there you go.
There you go. Wow.
After they were twice baked,
Twice baked.
you have an absolutely beautiful biscotti.
Yep.
Love it.
So you've demystified it
Yeah.
for everyone, and
Yeah.
it looks so good. I'm really, really excited about this. So where can people find you?
We are at the Waverly Farmers Market, 32nd Street right now. We also do JFX when the season begins again. We do Kenilworth Market. And I don't know, keep your ear out. We're looking for spaces.
That's right.
Okay.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. Well, thank you so much for showing us how to do it, all the tips and all the secrets.
course.
So we're going to clean up, and
Yeah.
then we're going to have everybody back, and we're going to make a little sweet treat
Yeah.
dessert drink.
For the biscotti, which
For
was
the
served with
Perfect.
alcohol.
For the biscotti. All right. Okay, great. Thanks
Thank
again.
you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. So, Mayor, we had quite the time with some of the best artisan sweet treat makers in the whole region, right?
We certainly did.
Well, I thought in our regular tradition of ending with a little drink or something that's kind of locavore-ish, you brought somebody down with you that could help us do this final sweet treat.
John, I certainly did. I brought somebody very special down from Harford County. I will introduce her in a minute. She is an amazing volunteer in the community. She actually serves on my library board of trustees. She's our vice chair and has been on it for several years. But I think the most important thing she does is she gives back to the community. She is an amazing volunteer with Meals on Wheels, and Harford County has been doing it for many years. So she was a lucky recipient. I have to say, we auctioned John off at our library gala in November, and she won the package, and as part of that is to be on the cooking show, to see the behind the scenes, which really is fascinating, folks, and then make an appearance on our show. So I'm going to give a very warm welcome to somebody who's just incredible, Carol Wright from Harford County. Come on in, Carol.
Yay, yay,
Thank
yay,
you.
Oh, thank you
How
very
are
much.
you?
Oh, wonderful.
Welcome to our kitchen.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so
Welcome
happy
to
to
our
be
kitchen.
here.
So, oh my gosh, and so you live in, it sounds like you do a lot in up there in Harford County.
I do. I'm very fortunate to be able to spend my time giving back to our community with so many different volunteer options.
That's awesome. That really is. That really is. Well, we wanted to end this as usual with a little bit of libation to get the party going, and we're trying to continue to keep it in somewhat of a locavore fashion. So we're going to do Mom Gilligan's Irish Cream. Okay, so Mom Gilligan made some of this, and we would usually use it through the whole holiday season, because once you make it, it lasts for a couple months.
Months.
For months. So you can put it in your coffee, you can drink it cold, you can drink it hot, whatever. But I tell you, you're going to have a happy day after you see what we do here, right here live in our
All right.
kitchen. All right, so I'm going to need some help. So what I did, I started, it's kind of like an eggnog in the sense that, you know, you could use whole eggs. I don't like to use whole eggs in drinks.
Okay.
They're not pasteurized.
Correct.
And so if we're going to let that sit for a long time, it doesn't make me comfortable. So I use some pasteurized eggs, and you can get those at grocery stores all over the place. There's also another thing called energy egg replacer that a lot of vegan cooks use, and you can beat that up with some warm water. Use that as your base.
Okay.
Wow. Both of those, they won't, you won't get any bacteria. It's all good. It's all fine. So anyway, I put that in a pot, and Mary, maybe you can get us some sweetened condensed milk there.
My favorite. Okay.
This is not specifically locavore.
Anything with sweetened condensed milk is going to be good.
All right, you're in charge,
Okay.
Carol.
Oh, there you go, Carol. You want to put it
Mary,
in?
you got that there.
Okay.
And then, Mary, if you could find me some vanilla extract.
I believe this is vanilla.
Yep. Well, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of
teaspoon.
vanilla extract, and there that is right there.
This is still going here.
This is still going. I tell you, that sweetened condensed milk.
It's the best.
It's kind of like a dulce de leche. It's where you're taking a rich milk, reducing it until it's just this thick cream.
It's amazing.
And so it actually gives a consistency to this drink, is this sweetened condensed milk. All right,
Do
that
you know
looks
back
good.
in the olden days, they would have baby formula? You would make baby bottles out of that. Don't recommend it now. Your doctor would not be happy. But back in the olden days.
It didn't hurt any of those kids.
No.
They were fine. They were
we go.
fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and in here I just have some almond extract. And we're just gonna, we go back to the whole idea of a whisper. It's like 1/4 of a teaspoon. I just want you to know, almond extract goes a long way.
Okay.
So you want to be very, very careful with it. You can get way ahead of it. And then we have Gingy's chocolate.
Oh my
so
God.
you usually use a chocolate syrup. Well, she makes a chocolate syrup that has so much depth, so much dimension, and this is really going to take Mom Gilligan over the top. She's going to want to have wished she had some Gingy's chocolate out there in Chicago.
Wow, look at that.
Oh my God.
I would eat that right from whatever container Gingy puts it in.
Well, I'm going to leave that for you, and then you can eat that a little bit later.
Here's the spoon.
So the whole thing, we don't have any cooking going on here. We have total whisking going on. Whisking is a beautiful thing. So really, I like to get this started first with the sweetened condensed milk and the chocolate. And as you can see, it's getting like really creamy, and that's what we want with that. Now we're going to go into our hooch.
Hooch.
Hooch, what can I tell you? All right, so I found some lovely local vodka.
Oh, nice.
And it's
Ooh.
from Frederick County. And
Okay, which
here-
one? That one?
This is
Okay.
this one here, and it's Epiphany.
What a
It's called
cute
Epiphany. It's a
label.
beautiful, beautiful thing.
Wow.
And so we're going to put just a touch of that in. We'll say 2 cups.
Just a touch.
A touch of just
John,
a touch.
again, I'm really happy you have bartenders at Gertrude's.
So here we go. Put in 2 of those, right?
2 cups.
And then we're going to get a bit of rum.
Rum. Is that this brown?
It's the Lion rum
Okay.
from St. Yeah, and this is from
Ooh.
St. Michael's.
It is from St. Michael's.
is. So-
and it's dark rum, too.
It's a dark rum. So I mean,
How much you win, honey?
we're going to do 1 cup. So you make that into a 1-cupper for us,
Okay.
give or take.
Just a little bit.
You
just a
know,
smidge.
you can. It's
Just a
easy.
smidge.
Oh, that
1
looks
cup.
lovely.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, there you go. And then we need a cup of creme de coco. Now, I have not yet found a locavore creme de coco, but there is time, and probably in the next generation there will be a locavore creme
My
de
dad
coco.
loved this on ice cream. Anyway, how much do we pour?
1 cup.
Who's driving home tonight, folks?
We have a fleet of Ubers
Okay.
sitting
There you
outside
go.
waiting.
There you go, Carol.
Not that
All right,
we're
all right, go
counting,
ahead.
but
You do-
4 cups of alcohol.
There is 4 cups of alcohol.
That's a little pot.
Now you might think that's too much, but I'm going to tell you a story. We're gonna balance it out. So we have some lovely half and half. Again, locavore. This is South Mountain Creamery.
Oh,
We
nice.
also use Broom's Bloom up in Harford County all the time.
Oh, Kate's eggnog this year was incredible. Just incredible.
Oh, it
Anyway.
was.
Oh, it was delicious.
Oh my God, it was some of the best eggnog.
And
I
you know,
tell
she's doing a fundraiser for the food bank up in Harford County for milk.
She is.
Milk is one of the most highly requested item in a food bank, and she's doing it. So stop by her farm and donate.
All right.
Okay.
If you can stir, I'm going to put in
Okay.
This is the good stuff. This is the heavy
The
cream.
heavy whipping
The heavy whipping cream.
There's
So we're
no
gonna-
calories in this, folks. So, you
None.
know, this
None.
is like Disney World.
So you just whisk that thing on up there. That looked like about a cup.
I was
put
going to
in,
say, how
didn't
much?
it?
Sure.
It
Sure.
looked like a cup. We're pretty
looks like
sure
a
it did.
milkshake.
It does look like a milkshake, doesn't it?
It does.
It really, 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 really does. So there you go. Now, that was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And essentially, it's done. And this thing will last for months. You can put it in the
Months.
I put it in bottles. Sometimes I give this as gifts in small bottles
Yeah.
throughout the holiday.
Nice.
People absolutely love it. So you can't beat that. All right, so let's get going on this, ladies. We have
Okay.
a lot of
Pouring to do.
lovely pouring to do. And as we do our pouring, and we're going to do a little bit of toast to close our show here.
Okay.
I'd like to invite Gingy to come
Okay.
back. Gingy, where are you? There you
Gingy.
are. Okay. And where we are is Megan is here too. Come on in. We're finishing this up. Thanks to everybody for being here so much. And thanks to all of you once again for coming on over and hanging out with us with the new Chesapeake Kitchen and with our kitchen of Chesapeake Farm and Bay to Table. And, you know, everything that we can do. And here's two great examples of people who are helping to rebuild our local food economy. Really are. It's just amazing. And so it's just so cool to do this. Come on in
Come
so
on in,
everybody can
everybody.
see ya.
Get your toast,
All right,
everybody.
here's a little toast.
Thank you. And remember, buy local. You have things like this in every part of Harford County, Maryland, Baltimore, the entire state. We are so rich with this type of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And women entrepreneurs too. It's Women's Month is coming up too. So
It is. It
Anyway.
is. Well, cheers to all of
Cheers.
you. Now, don't hang up on that computer, because we are going to have a Q&A afterwards, and everyone's going to be able to tell you all the secrets of the dishes and everything that you did. Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers. Cheers.
cheers, cheers, cheers.
And thanks to everyone that makes this possible, to the Harford County Public Library, the whole team up there, our common table, and Louis over here, who is our producer, director, makes all of that happen. We had Josie Ann and Alexa was here making everything in the back, the magic all happen.
And Leslie and Ryan and Beth and everybody who's behind the scenes and making us look good, John.
But most of all, we'd like to thank you for letting us come into your home, letting us, hang out with you. It really is an honor. And remember to get ye to the farmer's market, get to a local independent market, go buy local product whenever you can. You might check out marylandsbest.net. Gives you a great resource of what's local, when times. You can find farmers markets from all over the place. So don't hang up on us, because we are going to do a Q&A. But in the meantime, cheers.
Cheers.